I apologize to Theo. He knows I love him, and he said that, and we laughed and we joked around about it, and I apologize for the way I talked about this. But I felt like I need to explain to other people too.
Candace is back. Let's check it out.
Joe Rogan did something that he's never done in the history of his show, where he just recorded him apologizing. And I don't think it was motivated for selfish reasons. I really don't. I think I sense his sincerity in this. I do not often weigh in on the podcast wars, so to speak. I think because I'm usually the one that's at the center of them. But there was this clip that went around yesterday that really, or last week rather, that really bothered me. And it bothered me for two reasons. I obviously like Joe Rogan. I am friends with Theo. He's literally one of the best people that I know. My children absolutely adore him. I tell you that. He's just exactly what you think he is. Exactly what you get on his show is who he is. And he is like the fun uncle, the funkle that everybody wants. And I had seen earlier, I think it was a few months ago, that Joe Rogan had discussed Theo when he was sitting across from him. And Theo was rightfully venting about the Epstein class and the pedophile class. And it sort of seemed like Joe Rogan's response was to treat Theo like a child that was just crazy and needed to just chill out. And it's the way we all feel. We're very frustrated with the system. And I said, okay, whatever. They're just two guys talking. But then Theo was not in the presence of Joe Rogan. And he was sitting across from someone discussing Theo SSRI usage. And this is what Joe Rogan said. And it caused quite a bit of backlash. Take a listen.
Yeah, Theo Von's going through the exact same thing. And last time he was on the podcast, he was explaining it to me. And it freaks me out because I know Theo has had conversations before, like even publicly. He had a Netflix taping and it didn't go well. It was like they shelved it. They never used it. And, there was all these stories from people that were there saying he bombed. I think he just had a kind of a breakdown. And then he was talking to the crowd, and there's a video of it where he said, the people were shaking, hey, we still love you. He goes, thank you. Look, I'm trying not to take my own life. That's what I'm trying to do right now. Yeah. And you hear stuff like that, and you just go like, oh, Jesus Christ. I've known too many people that I didn't think were going to kill themselves and then did. And then he goes down these spirals where he starts talking about world events and freaking out. I'm like, oh, Jesus Christ. I got to help this dude. And so I send him things about people getting off of them. And apparently there's some doctors that specialize in getting people off of them. But here's the thing about that chemical imbalance thing. That's not real. They used to think that was what these things do, that they treated a chemical imbalance. But then recently, studies have shown that that is not what they do. They don't exactly know what they do. And they kind of numb you in some sort of a way that helps some people.
So to the portion that I very much agree with Joe Rogan on, which is the very end, which didn't require anything about Theo Von, which is my personal opinion about the drugs they put people on for emotional reasons. And I very much have shared my story of how lucky I was that I had a friend in college that when I went through a breakup and was boohoo crying and the doctor wrote me a prescription of Xanax, was like, you don't need Xanax. That's a human emotion. Why would you want to take something that's going to stop you from feeling a human emotion? Nothing's wrong with you. It turns out you're just human. And so I get that part of the conversation. It was.
You hear that? I see a lot of people taking meds, okay? A lot of people taking meds for things that I'm saying to myself, okay, maybe it's just me. Maybe it is just me because I believe so much in a word, okay? Maybe I believe too much in this thing. And so I'm saying to myself, why do people take meds for these things, dude? Why do people take meds so they will not feel certain things? You know what makes you who you are? Human, okay? It makes is what you feel, the feelings, the all this stuff, okay? So when you take meds so you will not feel something, it's really not making any sense. And then most of these meds, they have side effects. They do have side effects. Because once you start to take these things, you're gonna depend on it, okay? You're gonna depend on it. And the goal is not to depend on anything, especially meds. You do not want to depend on that. So anybody out there, okay? Anybody that's watching this, everything is mental. It is all mental. It's on your head. It is on your head. Whether you like it or not, it's on your head. You got everything to overcome anything that is mental, okay? Sometimes some people believe that they have mental issue, even though they do not. Okay? You don't have mental issues. You don't. You believe that you do because you believe that you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not sure if it makes sense. So you do not need this meds to overcome anything. Everything is mental. It's in here. Okay? Remember that.
It's just sort of presenting as I'm being compassionate by talking about Theo Von. Like, if he actually was in this dark place and his whole life was coming apart and he wanted to take his own life, that certainly wouldn't be the thing that helped him. That would actually be the thing that maybe tipped him over the edge, right? And so I looked at that and I said, what is that actually? What are we doing here? And kind of caging it like you're a friend and you're concerned, when any person who is concerned and is a friend would not publicly do something like that. So I thought it was really icky and I was not happy about it. And then I didn't say anything about it. I'm always saying something now because I watched the back forth. Theo responded to that clip because it went viral and people were equally as like, what is that? And Theo Von responded and said, this is mostly cap. That's slang, by the way. I don't really know what it means. He's cooler than me. Sad to see this kind of stuff. I'm doing great. I'm a human being, which is a rocky ride, but I'm doing fine, thanks. And yeah, being a human being is a rocky ride, and you never know the context of what somebody is saying to someone, whether they're kidding when they say something. Like, he told me it was wildly taken out of context, and he was like, "Oh, I'm trying not to kill myself," and everyone got all concerned, and so I just didn't love it. I did not love it. And what I did really love, though, was that Joe Rogan did something that he's never done in the history of his show, where he just recorded him apologizing. And I don't think it was motivated for selfish reasons. I really don't. I think I sense his sincerity in this. I don't think it was like, well, people are all mad at me, because people have been mad at him very many times in the past, and he's not apologized in this way. And I just wanted to play that, because very rarely in the podcast space do you ever see anyone apologize for anything. There's so much arrogance, and this was cool. So I'm going to play it.
I apologize to Theo. He knows I love him, and he said that, and we laughed and we joked around about it, and I apologize for the way I talked about this. But I felt like I need to explain to other people too, to get just like what was going on in my mind out. And it certainly wasn't like covering for Israel, and it certainly wasn't like trying to paint him out like he's damaged or treat him like a child. I just want him to be okay. And when you're dealing with someone, or when you have like had experience dealing with someone where it winds up going very badly, and then you're just left with this feeling like, what could I have done? I didn't do a good job of it, especially like the Marcus King thing. Like, that's terrible what I did. I didn't mean to. I was just trying to. You don't think sometimes when you're in the middle of a podcast, you're just having a conversation. You don't think about the impact that it's going to have.
Thank you. I was gonna say something like that before he even started speaking. I don't feel like he said what he said because he wanted to put Theo out there. Okay? I feel like he said what he said because it happened in that moment, and then he was saying what he was saying to get the convo going. Okay? And then he's back at it. He's apologizing, whether he did it for the views who put Theo out there, or he did it just because it happened to happen. You get what I'm saying? Either way, he came back. He apologized for it. That we need to clap for. Shout out to Joe.
That's one of the reasons why, podcasts are so weird. Because like you're in the middle of trying to be entertaining, but you're also just having a conversation. And I f***ed up. So because I felt so badly about it, I was like, there's got to be a way to address this where I just express myself. And so that's why. We've never done this before. We've never done this kind of a thing after a podcast. But Theo's very important to me. She's an awesome person, a great friend, and one of the most interesting and funny people I've ever met in my life. And I just felt terrible about it. And I told him I'd never bring it up publicly again. But I think it is important to let people know that aspect of it. So I'm going to call him and clear this with him and make sure he's cool with me saying this, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be. And that's it. So I'm a human and I'm flawed like all of us, and I f*** up, and it's probably not the last time. It's definitely not. I'm going to f*** up again. But my intention is never to hurt anybody, ever.
easily the coolest thing I've ever seen on the Joe Rogan Experience because it was basically what Theo talked about. We're all human, we make mistakes. And he's right, especially me. I really do say things like I am talking to my friend on a podcast. That's real. You can just kind of forget that you're live and you it'd be weird. You're like, Joe Rogan, you're number one. You should know what you're saying at all times. Well, he's doing hours and hours of podcasting, and it is, sometimes you just forget yourself when you're deep into a conversation and you think you are alone with the person, me, I guess, just talking to you guys. And then I'm like, ooh, did I say that? I'm thinking of like minor situations where I've said something and I'm like, gosh, I really didn't even recognize that. So I just think it's a little like more of that, I think. And it's just cool to see people resolve something in a very human way. And I thought that was just a rare, happy thing that happened in politics. And I thought it was a good thing for me to end on that, since I was basically going to breathe fire this entire episode. So I just need to calm myself down with a nice story.
What do you guys think about this, man? Shout out to Candace, shout out to Joe Rogan, shout out to Theo. You get what I'm saying? Thank you for watching. Make sure to like, dislike, comment, do not comment. I might be back again with some more videos. Make sure to check out my spiritual channel, MMR Yahoo. The link is at the top of the comment. Yes, sir.
Si on savait pas, maintenant tout le monde le sait bien. Ça va aller. Si ça va pas, travailler tous les jours ça ira. La 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 la.